At this point in our creation story, for all cosmologies do contain a creation story, we must consider a crucial bit of information from the Bible that is affirmed by Casey. Apparently there was a sequence to the creation of souls. There was a first soul, the first begotten of the Creator, that assisted with the rest of creation. The Gospel of John states that in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. All things were made by Him, and without Him was not anything made that was made. Consistent with traditional interpretations of this scripture, the Casey readings identify the Word, or Logos, as the Christ, also called the Elder Brother. The Christ soul is a companion and co-creator with the first cause. This pattern of ideal relationship of companion and co-creator formed the basis for the creation of all other souls. The theme of interactive creation will become particularly relevant when we consider how and why the physical universe was created. The activity of the first soul will also figure prominently in Casey's story of human origins that we will consider in a later section. When asked about the reason for creation, Edgar Casey affirmed that it was God's desire for companionship and expression. This fascinating explanation for the source of creation is based on the dynamics of relationship. Truly fulfilling companionship, a connection with another, requires an opposing or balancing by expression, a separate sense of self-awareness or autonomy. There is an inherent push and pull that results in a greater unity, much as we see in the ancient Chinese concept of the yin and yang as expressed in the Tao. Try to imagine a relationship where two individuals were totally the same in every regard. Sounds boring, doesn't it? Further imagine that the apparent total oneness of identity was inherent because neither individual had a choice in the matter. That the expression of individuality was either forbidden or unrealized. Although this example is certainly extreme, the underlying dynamics are all too common in our modern world. Just ask any counselor or psychotherapist who specializes in dysfunctional relationships. A person needs a healthy, separate sense of self, an ego, and the ability to express that individuality as a precondition for being able to function in a healthy relationship with another person. Isn't it fascinating that the most intimate and relevant aspects of our mundane mortal lives are somehow related to the birth of souls in the mind of the Creator, and eventually to the creation of the physical universe itself? Desiring companionship and recognizing the full implication of what that requires, the Creator endowed each soul with the ability to make choices and express itself. This is part and parcel of being a co-creator with the first cause. In this essential respect, the souls were created in the image of the Creator. We call this gift of the Creator will. Some call it free will, although as we shall see, there was a price to be paid. The ultimate use of will is the choice to be a companion and co-creator with the first cause. However, the choice was not a foregone conclusion. Some souls chose to reject the offer of companionship with the Creator and seek other forms of self-expression. Pay close attention to that four-letter word, self. We are not talking about the healthy sense of self that is the basis for individual identity and relationship to others. This is an exaggerated sense of self, selfishness. The choice of selfishness was essentially a spiritual rebellion, a rejection of the Creator's plan for companionship and co-creation. Some souls chose the path of selfishness, Other souls stayed close to the first cause. This is essentially the story told by Jesus in the parable of the prodigal son. Was the exaggerated separate sense of self chosen by some souls the original sin or fall described in the Bible? Or was it a great adventure that was simply too irresistible for the fledgling souls? I suppose it all depends on how you want to look at it. In one of his readings, Edgar Cayce described the initial flight of the soul in a way that will be familiar to many parents. The soul has flown out from its source to try its wings, to seek its doing or undoing. The Cayce readings discuss the numerous cultural and literary allusions to the soul's flight from its source in various contexts. Cayce especially appreciated the biblical stories, such as the eating of the forbidden fruit in the Garden of Eden, and Jesus' parables of the prodigal son and the little lamb that wandered off and became lost. One of the most illustrative of these examples of biblical parallels to Cayce's story of the soul is the last book of the Bible, the Revelation. The Cayce perspective is that John's mystic vision portrays the initial spiritual rebellion and the soul's subsequent journey through materiality, seeking its way back to the source. Some of the beasts in the Revelation, such as the great red dragon, symbolize the rebellion in spirit that we have been discussing. Overcoming the beasts of self and restoring the relationship with the Creator is a matter of choice for each individual soul. A way has been prepared. The creation of a physical universe in which the rebellious souls can experience and become aware of the separation from the source provides an opportunity for restoration of a relationship with the divine. That is Cayce's explanation for why the physical universe was created, as an opportunity for adventurous souls to find their way back to the source.